Liverpool fan in Japan.
Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man, Sai. Glad to say I'm just about back on my feet now, so it's time to make Liverpool fan in Japan videos. Let's go. Today we're going to talk about the Liverpool squad and how the players are going to fit into Arne Slot's proposed tactical system, the slot machine, baby. However, a lot of the players are very well accustomed to Jurgen Klopp's way of playing, the 4-3-3, the gung-ho Gengen pressing all the way up and down transitional route of last season. Some of these players will fit very nicely into Arne Slot's slot machine. However, some players look a little bit misjointed, out of place in this tactical setup. Now, can Arne Slot vary his tactical setup to account for these players, or we come up with a new system? Now, Arne Slot is a coach with something about him which I really believe he is, because I mean, just look at that lean, man. That lean is extraordinary, classy, top notch, a pure 9.5 out of 10. There hasn't been such a good Anfield, Melwood, AXA Training Academy lean since Colo Touré was raiding up and down in Merseyside. He's going to look at the attributes and personas of the current existing players like Conor Bradley, Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, Wataru Endo, Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, and come up with a cohesive plan to make sure that our best players can get on the ball and do their thing. Make sure that they thrive, make sure there's a system to suit the attributes. Not like Gareth Southgate, who puts Trent on the pitch and no runners. What's he smoking over there in Germany? He's probably getting high on that quality bratwurst or something, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into it. But just before we do, you know me, I love my Liverpool merch. Let's start with the first one. Package in a package. And thank you all for the get well messages. COVID is such a bitch. As you can see, on the mend. Not quite better than ever, but we'll get there. Wait, there's two things in here. One is obviously Liverpool, but the other is Dragon Ball. Thrift shop shopping on Mercadi. That's a nice Liverpool Adidas top, isn't it? Adidas on the back. Carlsberg. That brings back memories. It's not bad, is it? So one of the biggest decisions straight away is what happens at right back. We actually have two world-class operators, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Conor Bradley. Now, Joe Gomez can act as right back in an emergency as well. Calvin Ramsey has been loaned out. We know Alisson Becker is going to be a starting keeper, so we might as well pen Alisson in here for now. But I want to analyse Conor Bradley first and foremost. Now look at this shape, right? This shape is not an Arne Slot system. He's going to play with a striker up top, left winger, right winger high, and this is going to be an attacking midfielder / number 10. Now, Conor Bradley, believe it or not, I believe, will actually start a big amount of games in Arne Slot's system. Now, we know that Trent Alexander-Arnold is predominantly our number one right back choice. He's the wonder kid. He is the Scouse heartbeat. He can dominate the field of play. But I think Bradley has the opportunity to cement his right back place because of the fact that he is one of the world's best traditional right backs in the offensive and defensive transition. What do I mean? Okay, so if we play in and around Conor Bradley, so let's put some names to guide what Bradley is looking to do here. So I'm just going to put in what many would consider the strongest midfield. Obviously we're looking for a number 6, but for now let's put Endo in here because I want to showcase Bradley's ability to bomb up and down, which means McAllister will go in this slot. For now I'm going to put in Harvey Elliott on this particular slot. Mo Salah goes into the right wing slot, and let's take an example of Darwin Núñez up top. Let's not worry about a left winger for now. Okay, so Conor Bradley we associate with bombing up and down the right hand channel, okay? But he's more than just a right fullback. He is very, very good with his feet on the ball, getting on the ball as well. They look to give him the ball in possession because he plays smart passes, incisive passes, and accurate passes. He can get into that position and ping it into Salah's feet. He can play with Endo the 1-2 to get in and behind the first marker. He can play the 1-2s and get in behind because his physicality and burst and aggression allows him to beat the players playing simple, short, incisive passes, getting into a position, pass and move the Liverpool groove. Also, an underrated part of his game is he's not a Trent Alexander from deep, from whipping it in, but when he gets to the higher, more prominent positions, let's say Salah goes into half space, Elliott goes into the number 10 other half space, Núñez is looking to be the receiver here, and with someone in the back post. For now, I'm going to put a Cody Gakpo here, because Gakpo looks very, very strong on the left-hand side, especially for Holland, especially because it is his favourite position as well. His whipped ball, right, is not just a hit and hope into space. Now, Robertson is very good at pinging a ball into a position. Trent is better at hitting the ball onto a sixpence, onto the player's foot, on the head. Bradley is the same way. He seems to be able to hit the type of balls that our strikers and our forwards can hit first time or get onto it and the decision is already made. Come in here, flick it through his legs. That's how Nunes opens the scoring for Liverpool, first goal as well. I think Nunes would be a big benefactor of Bradley getting into these positions and hitting it outside. Now, if Salah's in here, he's always going to go on the inside because Salah out around the outside, especially nowadays in his advancing years, isn't the most effective. But Bradley's delivery, his whip delivery, he has good arch, good curvature, good placement and good game intelligence. However, that is just whipping the ball forward. If Salah is in this half space here and we find Bradley in the inside channel, surprisingly, he actually has a lot of good attributes of a Trent Alexander-Arnold, even a Gary Neville, even a Dani Alves in this position, because Conor Bradley actually plays a lot of the game in the opposition box. Have you seen the statistics from last season in the way that Bradley manages to find himself with the ball at his feet inside the area? And he's not a hit and hope and a rush. He has composure to make a yard of space before smashing it across or pulling it back to Salah to bend. Bradley has great composure. He has great footwork, great ability to get into the pockets, get into those areas of space, and like Trent Alexander-Arnold from a deeper position, really can influence the play, playing with the right-sided 8-6 position, playing with Salah, hitting him around the outside. He's not going to be the one to whip those crossfield balls out of Trent Alexander-Arnold, or even the shuffle ball across the marauding left back as well. He is the one to play the short ball game and he's exceptional at it. Also, his awareness of danger to transition back, because Endo would be covering him, his awareness of danger to partner with the 6, right-sided 8 to really formulate that shield is a really strong attribute. Now, Arne Slot, especially in Arne Slot's system, likes to pair the right winger and the right fullback together, the left winger and the left fullback together. So if you're going to be playing Salah and Bradley, then you're really going to be playing a short ball playmaking style of play, which means you're looking to slide Nunes in or slide Nunes across the face of the goal or get in behind and pull it back as well. And this is really promising. This is why I think Conor Bradley has a really big part to play in this coming season as a starting player, because of the fact that Arne Slot, when you get down the wing, you attack that fullback, you attack that channel, you attack that width. You don't need to switch the ball, and you look to get the ball into an effective piece of play to allow the striker and forward to thrive with your playmakers in and around the outside to pick up any loose pieces or recycle the ball or reslide the ball in as well. When you have a Harvey Elliott or Mo Salah as well, the prominent position to get Bradley in between the centre back and the full back to get him in and around the back is really effective. So I really think Conor Bradley will be a mainstay of Arne Slot's system, and that's something to say considering we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, so let's get onto Trent Alexander-Arnold now. Let's reset. Now, you're never going to hear the end of clamours for Trent to join the midfield, to join as a 6 double pivot alongside Wataru Endo or Destroyer, for example, or alongside McAllister, or Trent even go to right-sided midfield, probably not right wing. However, you've seen in the Euros that he's predominantly not a midfielder, just isn't naturally a midfielder in terms of the awareness and positioning and what to do in all facets of midfield. When you have a natural midfielder like Wataru Endo and Alexis McAllister, they know in defensive transition where to position themselves, offensive transition where to position themselves, make themselves available for the ball. Is it going to be a short ball playing game? Is it going to be a long ball playing game? Do I need to get stuck in? Do I need to man mark? Do I need to pass the man on? It doesn't naturally come to Trent Alexander-Arnold, despite him starting in midfield in his younger births as well. But Trent has a very important role to play from right back position, because he is a world-class right back, having won everything at right back. So, you know, anyone who says he can't defend, it's a system thing that makes his defensive attributes stand out or as a point of contention. When you have Trent Alexander-Arnold here, right, you give him the time and space to thrive, to control and dominate the play, because when Trent is on the field, we know, for example, he can hit every single point on the field. This becomes a danger zone. This becomes a danger zone. Getting the ball into feet there becomes a danger zone, and he can hit straight away to become a danger zone because he dominates this arc, okay? Only Gerrard, Beckham and Trent in world football, from my memory, can deliver quality from the deep position, causing an assist on a regular basis or switching the field of play. Okay, so when you have Trent Alexander-Arnold, we know that Konate will shield him there. Everyone shifts over, kind of a back three, and then this player you're more of a 4-3-3. It's kind of a inversion of this, right? Trent can go into that quarterback role, or on occasion when the left back is higher, Van Dijk's higher, he can pick up these positions in here, giving him more passing angles as well. But remembering that the passing angles don't really make a difference, because he can hit either position very, very easily, and he can play the shuffle ball. If you want Elliott and McAllister to support Nunes, I think this is going to be a big proponent of Arne Slot's play. The reason behind this is because Arne Slot traditionally is a low switching ball playing manager. He doesn't switch the ball constantly or always. You tack down one side, you go down one side, you overload the other side, and you really, really play from there. Jurgen Klopp does switch the ball from left to right, right to left, very, very prominently, as you saw against Manchester City when we did the switcheroo, switch down to the other side, switch and headed goal at the back post kind of thing. I think Trent is going to be under more instruction to play a short ball game, knowing that the trigger points will always be available on the pass back. And what do I mean? If he hits the ball to Harvey Elliott or McAllister, if he can dart into that space and get received the ball's on coming onto him. First time whipped ball in behind to Nunes. First time whipped ball in behind to Gakpo. First time whipped ball in behind to a Robertson or marauding left back. Could be Tsimikas, for example, or it could be a new player. I think we're very, very much going to play knuckleball in the way that when the ball gets bopped back to Trent on the trigger point, he's going to hit. It's going to be the trigger to go. Now, I think if Trent plays, Salah is going to have more of a responsibility to pick up the ball in wide positions and be the hold-up player to facilitate our oncoming Trent or your number 8, like a Szoboszlai. It'd probably be more of a Szoboszlai in this position than Elliott, because Elliott has the same attributes, needing to cut in on the left foot as well. His right foot's not as strong as his left foot, because when Salah plays the ball back to Szoboszlai or Trent Alexander-Arnold, they will have the facility to bombard the box with balls or pick up the number 10. Now, this is going to be a play that I think Arne Slot will benefit from, and the players will benefit from a lot more than under Jurgen Klopp's system, in the way that, let's clear some spacing for Trent right now. I think a lot of the build-up play will be focused on getting a Harvey Elliott, getting a McAllister, getting a Szoboszlai into these positions, okay? Klopp used these positions as a transitional position. I think Arne Slot will use these positions as a position and point of attack. The pivot will be from the number 10 positions, and you'll work your triangles, working the opening to slide in your forward, who will reverse the ball onto your on-running dummy runners. Okay, I really, really think that Arne Slot is probably more of a fan of playing the ball in and around their number 6 positions, their deep lying midfield positions, than Jurgen Klopp. It's actually always been a Dutch mantra that you have your strong players, your Johan Cruyff, your Ruud Gullit, right? Even your Ruud Krol from the fullback position, your Van Basten, everyone needs to be comfortable playing in this position here. This position is where all the magic happens, where there's a long shot, where there's a through ball, where there's a 1-2, where there's a slide ball. And I think Trent is going to be really tasked with finding these 8 positions and not always the ball in behind. If the ball presents itself, he'll hit it. But I think when you've got a penetrating passer like Trent Alexander-Arnold, like Otalo Endo from midfield, even McAllister from deeper positions, you find the player, whether it's Elliott starting there and Salah drifting in that position, in these positions, and you play from there. Cody Gakpo is quite strong at roaming into this position and working a shooting opportunity, but this requires a marauding left back as well. So I think you're going to find Trent predominantly camped in the right half spaces and try and transition here, either himself for a shot from a pullback from Salah, but he's either going to find someone there or make his own way there, because I think Arne Slot plays from there. And that is the 2 options and the 2 differences between Trent and Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley will try to work into the final third position alongside the right winger. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be passing his way, getting the ball into those positions. I don't think he will be the one to bomb up and down all the way in there, unless we've got sufficient cover from the midfield position, because I think Conor Bradley is well versed, or better versed, in the defensive transition to get back into space. Trent will probably stay in that space, if that makes sense. Now, I do actually think there's a very interesting tactical ploy that will get Conor Bradley and Trent Alexander-Arnold into prominent shooting positions. I'm going to show you how it works. Let's get the right winger over there, the striker here as well. And this is matching Arne Slot's philosophy, fluid football, the Dutch style of football. And I'm going to use Conor Bradley as the example, but Trent can do the same thing here. So what happens, because you've got 2 midfielders in the base here, okay? So we need them to work their way up the pitch. If you start, let's say, from the back, and Alisson Becker hits the defender, okay? Defender hits the midfielder. The midfielder pops it back, defender, which means that Bradley will be in an advanced position which you pick up. You chip it over the on-rushing player into Bradley, okay? So now Bradley's in this position here. Now, I think there is going to be a passage of play where this fullback underlaps and gets into this line to burst in the box to shoot across goal, okay? And that will be a tactical ploy. Now, how do you transition Bradley into this position, okay? It's reliant on the number 8 and the striker as well. So let's say, for example, this player comes short and this player sticks in that position. If you hit the ball to this right winger here, this striker needs to make the wide run, okay? Needs to make the wide run to make himself an option. This winger stays on the width and the opposition will look to break down that channel. Bradley makes that dummy run, the inside inverted run into this position. Because the striker is pulling the defenders out, the ball gets moved from here into this position where he picks it up on the run and dives straight in. Now this striker, this number 10 player, needs to be the one on a receiving post, or needs to be one to be the threat to be slid in with a ball. But because Bradley's got pace and techers and dribbling ability, powering forward, I believe he'll get in there and he'll smash it across goal. You play it cross goal because that's a percentage shot where your left winger should be looking to slide in or gobble anything up that's slightly wide of the post, or for any spillage again. I think that could be a key play, and someone like Salah, who's been really, really good predominantly as a wide playmaker, will have the ability to get the ball, stand a man up, wait for the Nunez to make the run, or Jota to make the run, before seeing Bradley charging on the underlap, playing the ball in and him picking up on the run into that position where the defender has a choice to make, because one of the defenders or fullback has been drifted out here. Someone's had to push up onto Salah as well, and you have the option of Bradley sliding in the striker or Bradley charging himself and taking a shot across goal. I don't want to see the front post shot unless it's a guaranteed goal, or unless he's really, really confident that he can get it in there. Higher percentages across goal, any spillages here, and the spillages for the striker as well. Trent can do that as well, but I don't think Trent's running power with the ball is as good as Bradley, or his short passing game, which is a bit dodgy to say, but I think Bradley's short passing game is actually phenomenally good. Only difference is Trent is probably got a better shot from a longer range out. So, or having Trent in that position, if the left winger is bombing through, then it's that slid ball across for that winger to finish with a plum. Probably Gakpo. Probably take a touch, dummy, put the player on his ass and slot it across goal, or just hit it first time. Or trying to play this player in early days, because Trent can operate from deep position to play that through ball, which is one of the big advantages of Trent in that position. But ultimately you want to get Bradley and Trent into that square, that rectangle there, because super effective in terms of goal scoring metrics, and I think they're the type of players you'd rather have a Trent and a Bradley here than Robertson or Gomez or Tsimikas in that position, I'll tell you that. And I did focus on Trent and Conor Bradley because they are super valuable from the right back position and give us a huge threat on merit from that position. Gomez is a steady Eddie, got a great whip delivery, beautiful cross to Jota, has really improved his delivery, has improved his short passing game, can join the base of the midfield as well. But I don't think Gomez will play right back too often. I think he'll be a utility player covering the back line in Arne Slot's system. It's time to open the next piece of merch. Some goodies, some kit, can't wait. Got lots to get through. And this is, I recognise this, Warrior. I love these kits. I'm possibly the most talented, naturally gifted player ever to play for Liverpool. One Luis Suarez. Held up our entire system with his quality on the back of it. An iconic combi, this shirt. Oh, this brings back memories. This was only 4,000 yen, by the way. Cheap as chips, like 28 quid. And it's got a Premier League badge. Premier League badge on it as well, Barclays. Suarez. Sturridge and Coutinho actually look really good in this kit as well. I remember back in the day, right? So the personnel that actually is selected for the tactics, for the formation, is actually quite important to determine whether the system works or it doesn't work. So when you have Conor Bradley, you need someone to give him the ball to feet, trust him with the ball on the run in the right spaces, okay? Which is why I think you can play with your ballers who can break the lines. A Gravenberch could work on the side of Conor Bradley because they are ballers. The ball sticks to a Gravenberch, it gets into Gravenberch. Gravenberch holds it up, turns on a sixpence, and Bradley commits, goes, give and go. They can play for days. Similar to McAllister, Gravenberch and McAllister will be able to feed Bradley quicker than Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai actually needs some time to get the ball out of his feet to play the passes. He isn't the quickest passer, the most incisive passer, but he is a powerful runner off the ball, and he's defensively responsible as well. So I think a Gravenberch and McAllister and an Endo playing on the same side as a Conor Bradley can pick him up in the spaces and can hopefully pick him up in half spaces as well, where we've talked about that direct line run here. Conor Bradley can work with a Mo Salah or a Takefusa Kubo, a wide playmaker who can get in to the channel and allow Bradley to overlap as well, so they can work in tandem together, taking it turns to go, give and go, and off you go. Bradley around the outside. I think you get quids in there, you get a lot of value for Bradley up and down that wing, and a Salah and a Gravenberch will be able to find him in those advanced positions. I think when you have a Trent Alexander-Arnold, to me, the old system of Salah going in and then overlapping here, giving Trent space over there, you're probably looking at a Szoboszlai, because Szoboszlai can do both of those roles. He can overlap because he's a prominent right winger as well and deliver quality delivery, which is what I want to see more of from him, because he has that quality delivery, but we didn't see enough of it. He's got a quality free kick, we didn't see enough of it. Salah goes in half space position and Trent dominates with the vision and the field of play from this position. However, if you want Trent to bomb on, Szoboszlai can be that defensive shadow to cover for your Trent as well, because they have that little bromance going on as well. Can't believe Trent is older than Szoboszlai. And Trent can bomb into the channel, Salah in half space. Trent can deliver an earlier ball and he can go in and around the outside as well, but I'd probably see Conor Bradley doing that more than Trent. But it gives him an opportunity because defensively solid, the Henderson style, Milner style, defensive stalwart covering for Trent. You marginalise Szoboszlai's attacking output a bit, but you know what? Szoboszlai is actually probably a very effective right wing back and right full back as well, due to his physicality, his defensive discipline, his responsibility, and the ability to play a long ball and cross ball, because he can shift the ball as well. He can be a pseudo Trent, so you have two ways of getting the ball in and behind. I never really see Szoboszlai play the advanced through ball, but the switches of play is always on, as well as the switch to the midfielder, and possibly he can shunt it into this person here, but he's not the most progressive passer. I do think a Takefusa Kubo or Mo Salah type of player, because Kubo comes inside as well and he play makes from the number 10 position, as well as being a jinky, tricky winger. He's got great nimble feet. Remember Inaki Williams or Dimitri Payet, or that type of player who can play as an inside forward playmaking, can go on the outside as well. Takefusa Kubo would be very, very effective in the system. Actually, I'm going to make a video on some Japanese players that Liverpool should really start looking at now that the transfer window is open and the interest is ramping up. Bit under the radar again, Kubo, but I think we need that hot streak, that naughty, mischievous type player, because Andy Robertson's getting on in age. So Kubo could be a great fit as well. I think for Conor Bradley, I think you need the ball players as well. Kubo could work with Bradley and with Trent Alexander-Arnold. But if Trent wants an out-and-out winger to give him the space to dominate, because if Trent really wants to operate in the quarterback role, in the right side half space role, in the right side 8 role, in the Mazzala role, and freedom here, he needs someone to go around the outside, and that's probably Johan Bakayoko all day long, because Bakayoko really will do a shift out wide, keep the width, which will allow Trent to get in that position, alternating with a Szoboszlai there, Trent there, Szoboszlai there, Trent there. Bakayoko will hold the width, and in an Arne Slot system, your winger is a winger. He stands the fullback up, he tries to beat the man, tries to do something creative with the ball, not necessarily cutting it inside and waiting for the opportunity to go into half spaces. It'll be very interesting to see whether Salah is given and gifted that role to cut in, and Lucho Diaz is given that role to cut in, or whether Arne Slot stays true to form and says, wingers be wingers, do your thing, I want to see you go outside sometime, and the midfielder will pick you up in the prominent spots or pick you out in position to allow you to cut inside if the fullback is overlapping as well. So the type of player that plays with Trent and Bradley is going to be very interesting. If it's a Wataru Endo holding the fort behind him, then Trent really has license to go and attack as well, similar to Conor Bradley. I think if you have your Man Mountain Endo or your Edison, because Edison is a more mobile version of a defensive midfielder, athletic one, who's got some ball playing ability as well, but I don't think he breaks the lines as often as Wataru Endo with a ball. That will give them the reign to cover, because you have your Kanate and Edison as your versatile, athletic options on the right hand side to cover the channel, which will allow Trent to go in the inside position or Conor Bradley to go around the outside position. I think a Bakayoko sticking out wide will allow Trent to go inside, and Mo Salah kind of takes his space, which forces Trent into that wide half position. So who plays with Trent is also very important in determining the way that you play with Trent. Who plays with Conor Bradley is the same, but Conor Bradley is a bit more versatile in the defensive and offensive transitions because he can be a runner with the ball to feet, as well as a passer, as well as that player in behind and get back with defensive shift. Whereas I think Trent needs to start in that position or be given the freedom to go up with an Endo or an Ederson behind them. And if he wants to go into half spaces, it's going to be an out and out winger like a Bakayoko. Otherwise, he's going to be shunted onto the right position and Salah or Kubo cutting inside. Now, Suarez was a force of nature, an absolute hurricane twister from Uruguay. We have another one, Darwin Núñez is absolutely lighting it up, international duty, loving what I'm seeing, and his mentality as well. He might need 6 chances to score, but he'll make 9 chances and he'll win the game. Suarez too short-lived in Liverpool shirts, so we're going to look into the final piece of kit. Mercado box as well. What have we got? And whilst I'm unveiling the last piece of kit for this particular haul, I do want to say thank you to all the members for supporting the channel and give a shout out to Aleem, Mimey, Michael Fox, the Herbie Productions, Chinese Andrew Tate, Divianch, Kobin, Jin, Miles, Kayla, Charazal, Caleb, Jonafitz, Captain Haz, Debbie, Vilichko, Kay, and Apostle. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of the Wataru Endo dual translation. More coming very, very soon now that I'm back on my feet. I want to say thank you to all the subscribers. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is a channel with substance in abundance. Like if you haven't already. Helps the video get seen. Let's recoup those views over the summer and build up to a beautiful Liverpool glorious season with Arne Slot. Without further ado, this is another Carlsberg top. Carlsberg Liverpool Adidas. It's like a training top. Don't mind if I do. I'm hoarding all the vintage Liverpool kits I can find because I love me some Liverpool. Everything is all red, baby. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, Miyazaki man, Ichiban. It means the best. And we are growing the best community here in Liverpool. Until next time, thank you for comments. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below. Would you start Conor Bradley or Trent Alexander-Arnold in the coming season? Who do you think Arne Slot will start? Janet means ciao.